Hi, welcome to Imagine and Create with Andrea. I am going to be starting a series of videos that will be sharing my wealth of knowledge of years and years and years of sewing and crafting, jewelry making, dabbling in all sorts of the creative field. And so I decided that I wanted to organize the studio first before I jumped into videos. However, during my process of organizing, I realized that I already had a kind of a hack slash tip for y'all. And that's my Southern coming out. I'm actually from Nebraska, lived in Minnesota, and then in New York, and now we're here in Georgia. So the y'all is coming out from the Southern, I guess. Been here as of March of 2020, moved here from upstate New York during a pandemic. Fun times. Still kind of in quarantine. So what a better time to start something like this. It's January of 2021, and it's my turn to give back because I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours looking at learning. I have kind of an insatiable appetite for learning new creative things. So let me share what I'm learning with you. Starting with, I have this photo album that I bought well over a year ago with the purpose of organizing some of my jewelry pamphlets and stuff. This stuff is all floating around in drawers. If I go to the store and I see like a color combination or I see some sort of a pendant or something that I like, I'll oftentimes just take a picture of it for me to look back and reflect and create from these ideas that I get. So I had this little, photo album, and I decided that before I got started with this, I wanted to put in these refill pages because I know that there's only like maybe 10 that come in with this particular album. So I had purchased this, like I say, well over a year ago. This particular one is the Paper Studio. You know, I got 50% off because that's how I shop. So 50% off. And I thought, well, I can do this. So I unwrapped it, opened it up, and there are no instructions. But because I am so creative, I wasn't very concerned about that. So I thought, no problem. I can do this. So I take it out and taped to these flimsy cardboard things was this particular piece. And at first I'm like, I'm not sure what that is. But then I thought, oh, it's probably an extender because once you put these in, it's going to thicken. So this would be an extender. Now, from what I Googled and saw on YouTube, these should be nicer, like they should be doubled and they're supposed to be like expanders, but these are really flimsy and, in my opinion, not worth wasting time on. So if you are doing a project where you're going to be doing something that's like heirloomy or something you're really like, you have things that are really special to you rather than just some pamphlets that are inspirations, you probably don't want to use this particular brand because, like I say, that's really not going to benefit you. So what I did is I thought, well, no, I don't know how to do this. I looked at a couple YouTube videos and I didn't see one that fit this particular design. So I thought, well, I know by looking here that there's a screw. And anytime there's a screw, we can unscrew it. So I found my husband's Phillips screwdriver. Believe it or not, I have my own set of tools, but I could not find the Phillips. So that's another reason why the organization of my studio must take place. So, and excuse my puppies. I have fur babies and they are here with me. So first of all, I unscrewed this little top screw and then we take out the bottom screw. Now, when I was trying this to begin with, I actually took those extender pieces and I tried to attach them to these smaller screws. And they do work because, well, it's meant for, to screw together. But you do not want to do that. And here's why. Because when I did that, it doesn't extend it very much. It only gives it like this little bit. And I was messing with it and fiddling with it and trying to stack these extra 25 pages onto here. And it was pulling my hair out. And I thought, well, maybe someone else hasn't figured this out yet either. Maybe I can share all of the frustration that I had. I'll take that away from you And I'm going to show you the easy way to do this. So take your little small screws and set them aside. And then take out your papers carefully and make sure that you keep all of your, well, they're not papers, they're actually the little filmy things, so the clear filmy things, refill pages. Make sure you keep them going the same direction. That's another thing that I did when I was putting this all together. I had finally figured out how to get this all put together, and I'm excited, and I'm gonna slip in my pages, and I'm like, well, this page wasn't opening, and so I'm flipping the book around, and it was all sorts of discombobulated. I had accidentally flipped these into different directions simply because I was trying to figure out how to put this together. So don't do that. Keep all of them upright. Set it aside. Now take out this bottom screw, and see, this one's taller. Let's compare. Short, tall. You see that? Okay, so what we need to do is add the extender to this taller piece to actually give us the depth that we need when we're putting on 25 extra pages. All right, so just easily screw these in. This is so much easier. So then we pop it over from the back side. So here's the back. You can see that the front of the binder is on the top and on the bottom here. And we come under here, open the flap, and we just pop these right into their pre-made holes, put the flap down and lay it. Now we're working from bottom to top. So go back and grab the original set. And this is tricky. You might want to start with just one or two at a time, but since this is my 11th time of doing this, just because I wanted to be able to do a video on it and I kept messing up, that look how good I am now. Like, I used to be able to do one or two, and now I can do like 5 at a time. So what you're doing is just putting these in. Remember that direction of keeping the open part up, popping these in here. Wow, I can't believe how much faster I've gotten just having done this a few times. Practice makes better. I don't want to say perfect, because I really think that we get into trouble when we think that our crafts and our creations have to be perfect, because then we are limiting ourselves to this idea of perfection. Okay, so again, I told you I'm not messing with these. They're really not going to do anything. They're too flimsy. They're already tearing from the tape, so yeah, that's going to stay there. At this point, though, we need to lift up the top part of the album, and I'm holding these sheets onto the bottom. And I'm going to flip open with my thumb and line up the holes here. Do the same on the top. Boy, the first time I tried that, it was so hard. Okay, so now everything is all together. One last thing before you do this, make sure that these are all nice and flush at the top and the bottom, because one time when I was practicing and doing this, one of the sleeves wasn't in the hole, so the little sleeve was wonky. So make sure if you have a wonky sleeve, go back, take this away, and tuck your sleeve into the proper spot so that you don't have a wonky page. Now taking your small screw, quickly just pop it right in there and get that one started. Screw, screw, screw. And the bottom one, screw, screw, screw. And then get your trusty Phillips, give it a good whirl. Twist, 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 twist. And a little more here, twist, twist, twist. Now you don't have to like make these so tight that you can't like bend your pages or something, but just get it in there so that once it starts to feel like, you know, it's tightening, then you will have probably no problems, at least let's hope not, with pages flying out. So continue screwing until it doesn't want to screw much anymore. And so you can see that that extender actually did give the height that was needed, and also the ability to keep these nicely screwed together tightly. Okay. There, it's starting to get tight. Okay, so that should be good. So put that little flap down, fold it over, and voila, you have added all of those sheets of paper without the headache of having done it with the extender on the small little screw. You put it into the taller little bolt. So at this point in time, I'm just gonna go through my little pages and I'm just gonna pop in these. I may or may not cut the tops off of these, but these are gonna be my ideas for when I have some jewelry that I would like to make, as well as the jewelry that I wanna teach you how to make. So if this was helpful for you, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to share it. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell, because I'll be making a ton of creative and fun YouTube videos. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for letting me share.